Russia has reportedly fired an intercontinental ballistic missile, an ICBM, at the Ukrainian city of Dnipro. If true, this marks a historic and chilling escalation in the 33-month-long war between Ukraine and Russia. But why now? What does this mean for the conflict? And how is the world reacting? Let's break it all down. On Thursday, Ukraine's Air Force claimed that Russia launched an ICBM, a weapon designed to deliver nuclear warheads over long distances. While it's unclear if the missile was armed with a nuclear payload, this would be the first time in history such a weapon has been used in active warfare. This development comes amidst rapidly rising tensions. Earlier this week, Ukraine fired US and British-made missiles into Russian territory. Moscow had warned such actions would be seen as a major escalation, and it appears they've responded. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the attack, saying, "All the characteristics, speed, altitude, point to an intercontinental ballistic missile." However, experts are still analyzing the data. The missile in question is believed to be the RS-26 Rubezh, a solid-fueled ICBM capable of carrying an 800-kilogram nuclear warhead. But here's the catch. It wasn't necessarily nuclear-armed. So why use such a strategic weapon? Some experts believe it's a show of force, a deterrence tactic by Moscow. Powerful Russian missile strike on targets in Dnipropetrovsk. The arrivals of at least 4 missiles are visible. According to other sources, these were the arrivals of 4 warheads from a multiple warhead of an ICBM. The Ukrainians stated that Russia struck the Yuzhmash plant early in the morning with an intercontinental ballistic missile launched from the Kapustin Yar test site, which caused serious damage to the plant's workshops. The missile struck industrial targets in Dnipro, causing fires and injuring 2 people. Alongside the ICBM, Russia also launched a Kinzhal hypersonic missile and several Kh-101 cruise missiles, 6 of which were intercepted by Ukraine's defenses. This unprecedented escalation raises big questions. Why would Russia deploy such an expensive and strategic weapon in this conflict? Analysts suggest it might be a response to Ukraine's use of Western weapons like the British Storm Shadow and US ATACMS missiles, which recently hit Russian territory. Kiev argues these strikes are necessary to disrupt Russian supply lines supporting the invasion. Moscow, however, views them as a red line, sparking fears of even greater escalation. Experts are stunned. One German security analyst called it totally unprecedented, while others pointed out that using an ICBM in conventional warfare is both costly and unconventional. So how is the world responding? NATO hasn't issued a comment yet, and the US Department of Defense remains tight-lipped. Meanwhile, tensions are high as Russian President Vladimir Putin recently lowered the threshold for nuclear strikes, potentially broadening the circumstances under which Russia could use such weapons. And there's a political dimension here. With US President Joe Biden nearing the end of his term, questions loom over how his successor, potentially Donald Trump, will approach the war. Trump has promised to end the conflict but hasn't clarified how. This war has already redefined modern conflict, but the use of an ICBM takes it into uncharted territory. Will this escalation push both sides closer to peace talks or to a more dangerous phase of the war? We'll be watching closely. What do you think about this development? Is the use of an ICBM a turning point in this war? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for updates as we continue to cover this evolving story.